Monday the 16th.
Thank you.
2023 at 7 p.m. Standing in as chair of the meeting for Councillor McKinnon, unfortunately sick, and we shall speak with the Item 2, apologies for absence. On the
I have Councillor McKinnon, Councillor Ellis and Councillor Redfern.
any more apologies? I think that's everything.
He's not on. No,
Okay. Item 3, declarations of interest to receive and consider declarations of interest for the items listed below, and any pecuniary interest as well. Anybody? No, good. Item 4, rattling along. Public participation. There's no members of the public here. Well, I understand from Councillor Smith that he's got a representation.
Yes, so I had a communication from a resident on Harkham Road requesting what initiatives have been taken by the Town Council and the Safer Neighbourhood team to identify and remedy the excess speeds by motor vehicles along Harkham Road. When can we expect these initiatives to be implemented? Now, I've contacted and forwarded to our Safer Neighbourhood team for their response. And to their liaison with them in that manner. It was just really to bring it to this group. What initiatives have been taken by the Town Council to identify and remedy the excess speeds by motor vehicles?
Councillor Bond.
Yeah, I was going to. Does the speed watch go down Harkham Road?
I have said that I'm going to bring this to Snap in a couple of weeks, but the resident was quite keen that it comes to council.
I think it was raised at SNAP last year over Tuesday evenings. You do get in the summer where they're coming back from an event in Old Buckingham. The reason that you get, and at that time, people said that they would ignite. But I would actually, I live on Harkham Road, and I agree there is an issue with the.
I'm aware there's an issue, but I mean, what
I did receive a follow up.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. In August, I wrote to the Town Council telling how a traffic survey was carried out in autumn 2021 for a new bus stop at the Harkham Road Dodds Road junction. Spoke with the installer of the apparatus, who told me data collected will include time of day frequencies and speeds. A walkable drive down Harkham Road will show there's been no 30-mile-per-hour signs and a significant 3 times increased traffic volume due to it now being used as a rat run to avoid the highly visible speed restriction measures on London Road. I would estimate the average speed to be around 45 miles per hour, and it is not uncommon to witness speeds of up to 70 miles per hour, once by a fully liveried Royal Mail van. On behalf of residents, pedestrians, visitors, etc., would the Town Council make a direct recommendation to the Highways Department for 30-mile-per-hour speed signage?
I think that's a very fair comment. If there is no signage, I mean, it is an unwritten, well, it's part of the highway code that it's street lights. Then it is 30, but a lot of people don't actually know that or don't take any notice of it. So I mean, I think that would be a reasonable reinforcement of the notion. But I mean, aside from that, other than making the SNAP people aware, making the police aware, I don't really know what else we can do other than write to North Kent Council's Highway Authority.
I mean, the residents make the 30-mile-per-hour speed limits signage and the yaw speed indicators for strategic points along the road. I know in the last SNAP meeting they are not quite straightforward to get.
No,
They are quite effective.
Yeah, and I think there's a 30-mile-an-hour just before New Road as you approach the town. So as you come out of National, there is 30 there. I think I agree with Councillor Smith, and it's the deterrent to exceed. We know it's 30 there, but it is. I can tell what time of day it is by the cars going past. Now looking at the clock in the morning, because of the speed. And they increased from about 7:30 on to about 49, and then again in the afternoon. And it is absolutely right. It is the right one, but we can bring it up as SNAP.
Well, I was going to do that, but I just thought, as this resident has requested that we discuss it, I mean, certainly this is something that we might be able to put forward to highways.
Can we write to highways and suggest that they put or look into put, rather than maybe 30-mile-an-hour limit signs, maybe one of these things that flashes at you when you go to.
Well, I'll do it all so representative.
Yeah.
I'll bring this.
That's all we
Yeah,
can do.
that's great, thank you.
We've got no other power in that, if you like, so.
That was it.
Excellent, thank you. Anybody else got any items from? Effectively public participation? No? Item 5, minutes of the Environment Committee meeting dated the 21st of November 2022. Have you got any comments or matters arising?
Has anything been done about the 2 bins? Carp Road one hasn't been done because I go past there every day and it's still, I'm waiting for the bottom to come out and they're
No,
trying it.
It hasn't been done, it is on the list.
It is on the list.
It is
Okay, thanks.
definitely on their list.
Thank you.
but also just in that, so he's just dropped out and come back in again. You know, I know you're going to do Anglia and Bloom this year. Let us know what you want to do. Let us know if there's any support you need from us or anything else we can do to help in other areas that, you know, resource wise. Because I met somebody from Wyndham the other day who was just super confident about how good they are, and I thought, well, you know,
We need to change that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Last couple of years, they've really taken off in their England.
yeah,
They're doing really well.
yeah. So
I think the
we need
Blues
to discuss what we do to help with
yeah,
that.
I think we do, because they do a brilliant job, but they've only got so many hours, and I think, you know, they've got their plans, and then we need to look at what they can do. That, is there anything else we can do to help, or do other things as well, you know?
Funny you should say that. They do an amazing job, but I was a little bit concerned when I saw some photos really close to the carriageway picking up litter. I wondered if there's no PPE, no high vis. I wondered if there's something we could do about maybe providing some sort of a high vis or something like that.
We do already have high vis.
Okay,
Mr. Fraser just forgot his.
okay.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
Cool.
Do you know what? He always forgets it. I think it's because he's so eager, but
I've
we're now
got
getting
an
some more
answer
as
to
well
that.
because we've got a new sponsor. So Matthew Holmes have just sponsored us. So they're gonna give us a load of.
I've worked on sites before where if they forget their PPE,
We go, right.
no, they have to wear a pink fluorescent jacket.
Oh, yes. Good one.
Not a bad idea. No, we're now getting some more as well. So yeah, thank you, Matthew Holmes.
Yeah,
Just,
appreciate it.
I don't know if you picked up on the news an article that was a week or so ago about that person who was doing the jogging and litter picking at the same time. So they were running around the back, jogging, but then picking up litter every now and again and doing stuff like this. And they got a whole team doing it. It's something they did in the community, keep things, but also make the place nicer. I thought it was a pretty good idea. I don't know how viable it is here, but it just struck me.
While we're on the subject, we were yesterday, from a Bloomberg perspective, actually approached by a mum whose 6-year-old son is trying to raise money for his school. He attends Women College, and they're looking to get an outdoors classroom. So they're raising money, and he's going to do sponsored litter picking. So at our next community clean-up, they'll be attending, and we will be trying to raise funds as a group for the school and for this child. So that's just something maybe to keep on the radar, keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Because
Very good.
details will be forthcoming on how you can support.
Youngsters involved in,
I thought it was amazing. It was his choice as well.
yeah,
Yeah, last year he, I think, cycled to raise money, and this year he's litter picking all of his own bags. So I thought hats off to
No,
him.
that's good.
Yeah.
Can I just comment on you said about bringing back this section 106?
Yeah.
I wonder if once I've done that, that should then go to full council. Would you want-
Probably.
Does it need to come back here first?
I think it'll just slow the process.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Because we're agreed principle, then we can just,
So that goes back to March.
It can be
full
discussed
council,
more.
Yeah.
February too soon.
Yeah.
If I raised something that, we talked about some sort of refurbishment of the town hall, could we perhaps look at that at the next
Environment.
environment? Because otherwise, again, it's another month.
and as we said earlier, science.
Yeah.
We'll have had that meeting and shut the plans through by then.
And there's one more. I'm starting to get a bit impatient now about the notice boards,
Right, yeah, cool. So as
which still hasn't happened, and which
Still
we've
waiting
paid
for
a lot of
supply.
money.
there's one more that's completely unrelated in a way. I was chatting to the ground staff the other day, and we were just talking about entrances. How we're talking about signs. And the entrance to the chapel from the Ellingham Road direction, you come onto, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely hidden. You can drive past it 100 times until you glance your head down there and you just see this chapel with trees and everything else. But the gates at the front, never used. Old concrete blocks, iron gates, and we've got beautiful hedge behind them. Is it worth considering having a chat about that, possibly removing those gates? Because we have gates at the other end, before the cemetery area, and you don't close it because you've got access to the allotments.
Mm.
It just, is there something we can do a little bit better, perhaps with a sign there,
Yeah.
you know? A thought, and you know, you can put it on to next month's
Yeah.
meeting, because we haven't got that to discuss here, but it's an idea, and I just thought, while I was chatting with them, to mention it.
No, good idea, good idea. I'm already on the sign. I've asked Highways for permission to put a sign up. Because we do need some directional signage. Like you said, you can drive past it, but you could expose that over
You
in the
put a sign
main
going.
as well. Yeah, so there's a lamp post just outside where you could very easily have
Yeah.
a brown sign.
Totally agree. When we had a break-in up there and I was up there waiting for the police, they kept driving across the end of the road. Fine. So, Charlie, we were down the chapel waiting for them and they were, you could see them.
You can blink
So-
and miss it, can't you?
Yeah,
You really
they
can.
did, 2 or 3
And
times.
also with the price of metal at the moment, we could probably sell those gates and use the money to get some nice planting and that done around the.
Yeah, absolutely, opening up to Melanet or something,
Yeah.
it's just something to do that. And
Okay.
just because those gates look out of place there, I know the same sort of style in closest church, you know, we get a paint at some point to make it nicer. But just on the roadway, they're just not used, they're out of place, and I think it'd just be a better entrance.
See if a reclaim yard would be interested rather than scrap iron.
Yeah, problem.
And also, because it is also the entrance to the allotment,
Yeah.
so, you know, that would just make it nice.
So just for the agenda for consideration next
Yep.
week.
Yeah.
You know, the-
Any more? No? Dates for next meeting, the 9th or 11th?
I think I would know that, wouldn't you?
Everyone's looking at you, waiting.
Date of Brad?
However, this laptop has been completely cleared to try and help with the memory issues for Wi-Fi. So I can tell you it's definitely the 3rd Monday in. It's the 20th, there you go.
Fully expect.
7 PM. In the absence of anything else, no. The meeting closed. Thank you very much.